All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to a daily update on my 1000 days challenge. This is day 158, so let's get things started. All right, so first and foremost, you'll notice the balance has dropped a little bit, and that's actually due to the experimental trade setup, as you can see over in the breakdown in the formula bar over here. All right, so yep, basically I just closed one of a trade that was hit the stop loss on the experimental side of things. All right, and moving on to the main type of market update, in terms of S&P 500, Nasdaq, ASH, and KWEB, you only notice that there is somewhat like a consolidation or pullback kind of healthy pullback kind of situation. So you can see the S&P 500 transited from a bullish to a neutral market structure, whereas KWEB remains in the neutral market structure. So I'll just do a very quick run through as you can see over here. So yeah, my S&P 500, you prefer to see the candlestick chart, you can see there's a very large bearish engulfing candlestick. So potentially if we do fall below over here, the low here is 3662, then potentially we could see potential downside to this region, which is near the 50 simple moving average and also the daily horizontal resistance, in which case at this 3580 region or 3600 region is where I'll be looking to add my position as well. Yep, so that's something to bear in mind. That's for S&P 500. Whereas for Nasdaq wise, you will see that similarly there was a bearish engulfing candlestick form. So likewise, I could see that potentially we could find support over here or even slightly below, which would be at this 50 simple moving average and also at this potential downside, this horizontal resistance as well. So in fact, I will actually put one line over here. And yeah, so basically it was resisted one time, two times, breakthrough, and then found support and then go up. So I would actually consider this instead of this as a more significant kind of horizontal resistance on the daily chart based on the number of touches it actually has. All right, and also right now you do see it's very near this 50 simple moving average on the daily chart as well. All right, and moving on quickly to ASHR. ASHR looks to be really bullish after a very nice consolidation period. So if you actually wanted to enter, then basically the breakout was actually on here and following which we actually enter over here. So what I do intend to add is since it didn't fall below, I would potentially only wait for retracement to near this 50 simple moving average or at least 20 exponential moving average in order for me to add in terms of dollar cost averaging as well. Unless of course it hit the 1 quarterly mark, then I will again add regardless of the price itself. All right, and finally for KWEB itself, you can see that there's some sort of resistance near this key horizontal resistance which I've drawn. So very nicely it's been rejected one time, two times, three times, four times. Well, support over here one time and two times. So I would say overall it does lean towards further upside momentum. However, KWEB could potentially be suppressed right now due to Alibaba and the news that is surrounding it. So short-term wise, you could see some irregularity in that sense, and then we could still continue to be within this range-bound region. And until it breaks out cleanly above, I will still lean towards a potential short-term kind of retracement pullback pattern. So yeah. So that's in terms of the traditional financial market. And finally, for Bitcoin wise, daily chart still looks really bullish. Of course, as you can see, it's very much above the 20 exponential moving average. So I'm still not looking so much eagerly to add in terms of long-term position as well. But in terms of trading wise, potentially we could still see further upside retest of this upside 3,450. It could be a double top before we actually drop below. So as for right now, I will just stay out of the market in terms of the price action wise, and also in terms of my main trading account wise, I don't see any potential setup. Well, yeah, in terms of experimental trade setup, because it's based on the 1 hour chart, I may or may not be entering new trade as well. So that's on the very different kind of time scale per se. And yeah, so that's basically more or less about it. For what I mentioned over here, like what I mentioned, I do want to see some sort of consolidation pattern forming, at least on the 4-hour chart. Seemingly that, especially with price very much above the 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart, I will want to see a nice consolidation pattern before entering a long side trade. Whereas for short side, I'm highly cautious in that sense for two reasons, I guess. One, the clear side is that the uptrend momentum is very strong for Bitcoin, so the reversal wise will be very strong. So if you do want to target the downside, you got to do somewhat like a scalping kind of position, whereby your target got to be really not that far, and then you got to have a very fixed target. You wouldn't suggest a trailing stop loss because you are going against the trend. So there's something to bear in mind. And yeah, so that's basically more or less about it. I would definitely suggest not to go on a short unless you are very clear of what you're doing and you're confident in that sense. Otherwise, that's more or less about it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.